It's me again, here to talk about adoption again. Now, I just want to make something clear. I'm not stating all adoptions are corrupted and all adoptions are bad necessarily. Personally, for me, I'm thankful I was adopted. I had a good upbringing, I had good schools, I was loved. But for other people, they may not feel that way. And that's what's difficult to understand adoptees. You know, there's a fine line between being grateful to be adopted and the unknown of adoption. How do you know your life was so perfect? How does someone know if they would have had a better upbringing being with their biological family? And those are some questions as well that adoptees have. Like I said, for me personally, I love my family. They raised me, they provided for me. They didn't torture me, they didn't try to make me feel like a black sheep of the family, like in most cases. Not most, but a lot, I should say. I always say most, and I don't mean most. There's the unknown, and that's what's so hard. It's just people need to know who they are, and some people don't want to know, and that's okay. If you're an adoptee and you don't want to know your roots and you don't want to know where you come from, that's okay too. And no one has a right to tell you you're crazy or you don't know what you're talking about, or basically not validating your feelings or your thought on the topic. And for those who hate adoption, who think it's the most disgusting thing in the world, you're okay to feel that way, because you're not alone. Adoption comes with so many unanswered questions, so many doubts, so many what ifs, or what would have been. And I think that's what kills a lot of adoptees, is not knowing what their life could have been like or wouldn't have been like. I can't speak for every adoptee on every portion of adoption, because my story is different than millions and millions and millions of other people. But I do know a lot of people who cry, who mourn, who even find their family too late. Their biological parents have passed, and if they passed without telling anybody about it, that makes it even harder and more difficult to pursue finding out who they are. And it just sucks. It does. It sucks. And I hate seeing friends, people that I've met, crying and hurting and frustrated and feeling like they should give up. I'm getting emotional because no one should have to go through that. No one should have to feel those feelings that adoptees feel. They search for their family and always find dead ends, always never know where else to go. They give up, and then they stop searching. They may stop searching forever, or they may stop searching for months, years, and then pick up back again. The problem is that most states don't allow identifying information unless the biological family agreed to give that information. How are you going to find someone with non-identifying information? I mean, it's been done. Sometimes they have enough to go by to narrow it down. but not all the time. I think it's stupid you get a piece of paper that says mother was redhead, white, 5'7", 130 pounds. What the hell is that going to do for you? Yeah, it gives you an idea of what she might have looked like, but that doesn't give you anything to go off of now. We live in the now, not in the past. And what about those charities that basically have nothing? They didn't fill out paperwork properly. They didn't do protocol. They didn't even make sure that these people's names are their real names or their addresses or anything. They could have completely lied, made a complete description of who they are, and that's not even who they are. And that's what really sucks. For those adoptees that are working with charity cases, man, I give my hat off to you. I know so many of you are just so frustrated and so angry, and you work with idiots, and you work with people who don't care, and you have to call these people day in and day out and annoy them, and then they belittle you and make you feel like you're crazy, and it's not okay. Adoptees' rights are important. We live in America. America should be better than this. And they're not. How can you keep something like that from somebody? How do you keep someone's identity from them? That's what it is. You're keeping someone's identity from them. You would think no one should have to have that. No one should go through that. The hurdles that I see people do daily. Phone calls, going to court, fighting for their rights to know who they are, dealing with judges, dealing with crazy charities, dealing with caseworkers, the county, the state, and who knows how much farther they've gone. I don't know everybody's story. I don't know what everyone has done. I can only go based off of what I've seen and what I've heard. And it makes me very angry. And I hurt. And I want to cry with you. I wish everybody can find that piece of them that's missing. Unfortunately for many, it will never happen until these records are opened, until they stop sealing this shit. It's time we take a stand. As adoptees, even non-adoptees take a stand. Do you think it's fair for adoptees to suffer? Watching friends crumble, going into depressions, wanting to kill themselves, is that okay? Because I sure as hell don't think so. None of it's okay. There needs to be better guidelines. There needs to be better laws, requirements for adoption. Why is none of this done? And then you wonder. It's about money. It's about taking care and protecting the biological family, which is bullshit. Not for me. For my situation, I'm not speaking about me. I'm speaking to those who are still looking, who are still searching, who are struggling, who are crying, who are reaching out to any limit that they can just to find that piece, that void that has been missing from their lives since they can remember. That's who I'm talking for. If no one does anything, nothing will be done. Everyone wants to talk about other hot topics and things like that. Well, why don't we talk about this? Why don't we talk about adoption? Is it because it's like a voodoo type thing? It's not supposed to be talked about. It's supposed to be kept secret. People shouldn't know. People shouldn't have a choice in what goes on with adoption. I don't know. I think that's bull. I think it's time we stand up for adoptee rights everywhere. Not only America, other countries. We're not the only ones that do it. We need access. We need rights. We need that paper. Our original birth certificate. It's a piece of paper. Give it to us. Give it to them. Enough with the searching. Enough with paying people to find it. That's ridiculous. It's all about money. It's all about protection. Where's the protection for adoptees? There's none. None at all. Biological parents get away with a lot. They get to live their life. Whether it's good or not, they still get to live it and don't have to deal with the what ifs of knowing their family. I mean, yeah, some might have the what ifs of their child, and that's great. I think for those of you who gave a child up for adoption and are searching for them, I applaud you. I applaud that you think about them, that you want to know them. Maybe they're not searching for you. Maybe not yet. They might. For those who gave a child up for adoption and are searching, keep searching for your child. Keep doing it. You don't know what it means to us. Most of us, I should say. I can keep going and going. But this video is about adoptee rights. This video is about giving us something, that piece of paper. Just give it to us. Why is it such a hard problem? Why is it so difficult to do? This shouldn't be up for debate. This is not a debatable thing. With more diseases and cancers and everything else that's rising in our time, this generation, we should know our medical history. What about people that have children that are adopted? They don't know what to tell their children. How do they know what their children could possibly get? That's what I'm referring to. For those who don't agree, kick rocks. I don't care. I'm not here for your approval. I'm here for my adoptees. I love you all. We all need to come together, regardless of differences of how we feel about adoption. We all need to come together, and we need to stand up, and we need to say enough. Adoptee rights matter. Adoptees matter. It's just a piece of paper. Let's have it.